You know, it's even weird even talking about the central fiction, like the actual term, the central fiction, not the game central fiction. It's funny. It's kind of funny talking about that because there is just one person and one time. It's actually relatively small to talk about, but I feel like I'm just going to stretch this out even further because I want to. So the central fiction is Ragnar the Blood Edge, and is also the dream in which is observed by the Master Unit Amaterasu. And basically, remember Ragnar was running around taking people's dreams? Well, Ragnar is actually the dream of Amaterasu. So the wielder of the Amaterasu unit, aka the Origin, was really just focusing on Ragnar, right? And if Ragnar so as much disappeared from the world as it is, the world will essentially be destroyed and reset. And eventually, the world needed Ragnar. Well, technically, the Origin needed Ragnar in the world. This is a world reconstructed by Amaterasu after it's been destroyed. Well, Amaterasu and Takamagahara after it's been destroyed by the Prime Field War. So yeah, she kind of calls the shots now. So kind of sucks, but hell, I mean, you're at mercy of a giant machine with a little girl, a little possibly mentally unstable little girl inside. So yeah, you know, you gotta do the. It sucks, really. So since the BlazBlue world is built around the central fiction, it cannot function without Ragnar being not there. Like, and Ragnar needs to be in the world for it to technically function right. And eventually, his death was pretty much guaranteed every time when he pretty much hit December 31st, 2199. And it was either a result of Nu fusing with him to become the Black Beast, or just Take Mikazuchi nuking Kagetsuchi. So either way, one of those events were going to happen, and one of those events, both of those events, Ragnar was going to die. I mean, fusing with the Black Beast, well, since Ragnar was essentially going to be dead enough as it is, the world's going to be in, they can't handle another Black Beast attack. And, you know, Takamagahara sending in the Take Mikazuchi to nuke Kagetsuchi to kill Ragnar, yeah, that's also an event that was going to happen. But luckily, Noelle came in clutch. She saved Ragnar and broke the loops, and eventually was the Calamity Trigger, and then gained the Eye of the Azure, becoming the successor to the Azure. So that's good, right? That's good. And unfortunately, you know, the continuum shift happens later, and Noelle's unable to control her power of the Eye of the Azure. So yeah, but that's the different story. So with Nine knowing all this stuff, Nine eventually learned that the entire reason of the loops and the Prime Field War, was a result of Amaterasu in the first place. And she even had a bigger reason to hate Ragnar because he was the central fiction. So she decides to create Requiem in order to destroy Amaterasu and the Origin within her. Like, Nine was essentially just tired of seeing everyone die over and over and over again, because the loops would just roll back to, eventually it will roll back to the when the Origin rebuilt the world after the Prime Field War. And it'll eventually go back to where January 1st, 2100, and that's where the loops began, and it was also the beginning of the Dark War around that time. So 100 years of bullshit, random phenomena, intervention stuff, more crap. Nine eventually just learned about it, and just realized that, wait a minute, we've been doing the same song and dance for over 700 over 700 phases of just going back to the Dark War, having Ragnar hold back the Black Beast, recreating the Nox, creating Ars Magus to fight back the Beast over and over and over and again. And Nai just eventually just was so sick of the shit, so she decides, like, you know, I'm just gonna create a new god. And then Relius made a little comment about how damn it, what did he say? He was referring to the world as being like a chessboard of sorts. And talking about how really people can only move a certain amount of finite spaces because of Amaterasu. No, there's infinite possibilities. Don't get me wrong, there are infinite possibilities, but at the same time, people themselves can't really, you know, do anything, because if the events of the world so as much get too big, right? Either Amaterasu does something, or Takamagahara does something, or someone who's an observer / onlooker does something. Like, you can't really do much, because someone will eventually just intervene on these events and just honestly just ruin it and just start over. And because Amaterasu can rewrite any phenomenon it wants, And Ragna's basically, kind of centered around this whole phenomenon intervention business as of her looping back to 2100, the beginning of the Dark War. Yeah, it kind of sucks for humanity that lives in this brand new world of the BlazBlue world, because it really does suck because everything's based around Ragna, of sorts. He cannot die. He cannot die. And like Ragna he can't even have the sweet release of death. That's what sucks. He can't die. He's not supposed to. If he does, then that means either the world ends due to the Black Beast or just nuke Kaizouwar to kill him. Like, either way, either one of those was preferable. But then, like, Amaterasu was like, oh shit, no, we can't do that. We're just going to try again. So, yeah, it does suck. Poor Ragna. It really does suck. But, yeah. That was pretty much the central fiction in a nutshell. Now, Ragna going around, getting the dreams of everyone, sending them back to the Azure. He saved the world. Ragna then went, he went to save the world, met with Amaterasu, and pretty much just solved that problem right there. So now, the new world that Ragna created, everyone can live their lives without having to deal with Amaterasu anymore, having to deal with Takamagahara possibly. All the most major villains are gone as of this point. So, yeah, everything's, great. Ragna just had to yeet himself out of existence in order to do it. I mean, hell, if he exists in the world, then everybody would, be screwed over. So it's like, okay, shit. If I can't be killed by anything, I'm just going to yeet myself out of the world and try again. So, I'm going to yeet myself out of the world so no one will have to deal with this shit anymore, which I just find hilarious. I just find it hilarious, though. Like, he has to, like, get rid of himself in order just to make sure everyone else lives right. So, yeah, that's the central fiction in a nutshell, honestly. I was expecting the video to be too long. But, yeah. Yeah. Damn you, Origin. Damn you, giant robot Amaterasu. Whoever the hell built you. That should be the topic of a video I should make. Who the hell actually built these damn units? They're robots. I mean, shit, someone's gotta made them. Someone in the original world, probably. I don't freaking know.